Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small, the Unconventional Attorney, and today I want to talk to you about a law firm preparation tip, I think, and that is a sneaky double dip. Before I get to that though, I want to remind you, if you are not a part of the world's greatest law firm owner group in the world, that has weekly training plus access to specific lawyer training, my own, on Facebook ads, Google ads, networking, and all kinds of other fun stuff. And you would be willing to give up the price of one cup of coffee today to come in, you can go to lawyersanctuary.com and just check it out. Okay, lawyersanctuary.com. That's it. Okay. So this, whenever you're hearing this, I guess I should set some context a little bit. We are in the midst of the coronavirus pandemic. I believe that's what they're calling it now. And, understandably, people are freaking out. I am living in Kirkland, Washington, which is the epicenter of this whole thing for the United States. It's, I think, where the first death was. It's definitely where the first sort of pocket, I think, of patients or, people were that are affected by it. And, things are kind of crazy. They shut the schools down for 45 days. Everybody's, sort of like staying away from people as far as they can. And not the good news, I guess, and my law firm, at least at this moment, is still thriving. Okay, I had one of my best weeks ever this week, and part of that reason is because I am planning for the worst almost at all times. And this is where the double dip comes in too, by the way. Part of planning for the worst, part of thinking about these things, is also coincides with, or is also sort of the same in many ways as your ultimate goals for your firm. So for me, for example, I'm trying to create a situation with my law firm where I can work in it if I want, but it's self-sustaining without me. Okay, so having those two double dips makes things great in a scenario like this. I've been designing my law firm so that it can function without me. It also has been designing my law firm so that I can function without having to be at the office, so that I can function without having to see clients in person, so that I can function and do all of these things that, over the course of time, as my firm grows, as my business grows, it's advantageous for the business. It also happens to be advantageous for a time like this when you've got everybody staying at home. It can also be advantageous at a time when people are like there's natural disaster or something like that. So that you can continue to service clients, you can still continue to help people, but you can do so in a way that actually entices them to use you over someone else because you offer a level of convenience and a level of service that many other people don't. The easiest place to start, or the first place that I would start if I were you, is particularly in these times, is to figure out a way to let people talk to you without having to come into your office. I can't tell you how many attorneys I speak to that only do in-person consultations. And when something like this happens, you are immediately hamstrung with your ability to generate business, to have people come and see you. People just don't want to come into the office if there's a pandemic going on, right? They don't want to come into your office if the roads are closed because of a flood. They don't want to come into your office for all of these different things potentially. So if you can set up a way for people to talk to you over the phone, to set up appointments with you without having to come into the office, to do all of these things, to service them without having to then come into the office as much as you can, then that will result in your continuing to thrive even when something like this happens. Like I said, I've had one of my best weeks ever. I still have people setting consultations with me next week. I still have things moving forward. And part of the reason for that is I have made it easy and convenient for people to talk to me without having to come into the office. I've made it easy for people to find me out there when they're looking around. If you do these things, if you begin to sort of create your law firm with the idea that you can step away from any time or you can work away from the office at any time, when these things happen, whether it be a pandemic, which seems to happen every 4 years or 5 years, or a natural disaster, or you just decide you want to take a long vacation, then your business can continue to thrive and can continue to operate and can continue to work with almost no downturn, almost no downside, right? That's what we want. And by the way, this is maybe like a little bonus tip. I've also set these same systems up so that my paralegal can work from home, so that my attorneys can work from home. I've set this up so that everybody can work remotely. Nobody really needs to be in the office. And even for will signings, by the way, I have also already set up systems so that if people need to sign their wills, they can do so at home, and they can coordinate people that they're comfortable with, and I don't have to be there, right? So think about these things as you're designing your law firm, both from a standpoint of building something that will do the things that you want to do for your life, but also so that your business can survive and thrive in hard times. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you're already working on this. There are a couple of other things that I would consider doing, but I'm not going to talk about them now because that's not what this video is about, and because I just talked about them in my weekly live training inside of the sanctuary. So if you want to check that out, you can go to lawyersanctuary.com, see what that's all about. Basically, for less than the price of a cup of coffee per day, you can come and hang out with us, learn some of this in-depth stuff, see screenshots of what I'm doing, see all of my Facebook ad strategies, my Google ad strategies, my networking strategies, systems, processes, all the fun stuff. LawyerSanctuary.com. Hopefully you all are staying safe. Hopefully your businesses are thriving, and I'll see you again soon. All right, have a great day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. I appreciate you.